My child, my beloved, come closer to these words, for they are not ordinary. They were carried to you from the halls of heaven itself. A great decision has just been made above your name, and the angels have been whispering your blessing across the sky. Listen carefully, not with your ears, but with your spirit. For something has been released to you, something extraordinary. Your money has finally arrived. The abundance that was blocked, delayed, redirected, is now returning to you with unstoppable force. Heaven has opened the gates that were closed for years. And a name was spoken, your name. My child, my beloved, do not move away from these words, for what I am about to reveal will not wait. Heaven has just shaken the earthly systems. Your timeline has been rewritten. And your money, the money that was held back, locked away by human hands, has just been released. Right now, the world is whispering your name. Right now, Elon Musk has signed approval for $89 million that leads directly to you. I repeat, directly to you. But there is only one condition: you must not ignore this message. My child, my beloved, stay here with me. Do not rush. Do not scroll. Heaven is watching what you do in this very moment. A decision was just made in the higher realms, and your spirit was called by name. You have been asking, praying, crying quietly in rooms where no one saw you, holding on when you could have given up. Heaven saw it all. You have reached the point where the promise matures. The seed you planted long ago has broken through the soil. And now, the fruit is arriving. Yes, I am speaking about your money. The money that was delayed. The money that was blocked. The money that slipped through your fingers again and again. The money that felt like it belonged to you but never reached you. It has now reached its moment of release. Listen to me with the ears of your spirit, your money has finally arrived. This blessing was not decided on earth. It was commanded from heaven. And something astonishing has happened. Your name was spoken in a room where powerful decisions shaped the world. A financial gatekeeper, someone you did not know, did something bold, unexpected, and divinely influenced. The approval has been signed. $89 million, yes. The number is real. The release is real. The spiritual confirmation is real. Elon Musk was moved, not by coincidence, but by divine alignment. A whisper from the realm of the unseen touched the realm of influence. This is not a coincidence. This is not an accident. This is divine timing. But my child, there is something you must understand. A blessing this large does not arrive quietly. The darkness has noticed. Old energies have awakened. Spiritual forces that tried to stop you before have started moving again. This is why you feel the heaviness. This is why you suddenly feel tired. This is why you feel confused, emotional, or overwhelmed. It is not you. It is the resistance that senses you are finally winning. Do not pull back now. Because what has been released to you must be claimed by your spirit before it can be touched by your hands. Listen closely, heaven is not asking you to fight. Heaven is asking you to receive. But to receive, you must stay present. Do not wander. Do not doubt. Do not let your mind interrupt what your soul already knows. Your abundance is already here. The only thing that can stop it is if you disconnect from the message that is guiding you to it. Stay with me. Keep your spirit open. And now, before I reveal the next part, there is something important, my beloved. If your heart is open to heaven, say, I am here. Even if only in your mind. Even if only in silence. Heaven hears the answer of your spirit. Because the moment you say I am here, your alignment locks in. And once alignment locks in, the blessing can no longer be taken away. Now breathe. In. Slow. Hold. Release. You are stepping into your blessing timeline. You are not reading this by accident. You are reading this because your soul is ready to receive what your destiny has been waiting to give. The gates are open now. And what comes next will change everything. Stay here. Do not move. I am about to tell you why this money is being released to you and what heaven expects you to do with it. It is not random. It is not luck. It is not charity. It is purpose. Say softly, in your heart, I am ready. Because what I say next will rearrange your entire future. My child, my beloved, now listen closely, for heaven does not send a message like this twice. Every time your spirit felt tired, every time you watched others rise while you waited in silence, the angels recorded it. They kept every tear, every whisper, every act of faith. And today, all of it has turned into a miracle so large that even the stars have paused. Right now, a gate in the unseen world has opened for you. A gate of provision. A gate of return. A gate of inheritance. Your money has finally arrived. The transfer is real. Heaven has signed the order. And the human world is catching up. Elon Musk's decision, though it appears earthly, is not random. He was moved by a divine signal. A whisper from the realm of purpose that carried your name. The amount, $89,000,000, is only a number to men, but in heaven's language it means, restoration of all that was taken. But my beloved, before you celebrate, listen carefully. Heaven's blessing always comes with a test. The question is not, will you receive? The question is, will you stay awake when your miracle knocks? This is that moment. Within 10 minutes of this message reaching your eyes, a spiritual key is offered to you. If you turn away, the gate will close. If you stay, the light will fall on your name like morning dew. So do not move. Do not doubt. Do not let the enemy distract you. Because the moment you finish this message, something begins shifting in your timeline. You may feel a heat in your hands, a pulse in your chest, or a sudden calm. That's heaven confirming your claim. My child, say softly in your heart, I receive what heaven has released. Say it again, and again, until peace wraps around you. Do you remember the nights you said, when will it be my turn? This is your turn. The angels were not ignoring you, they were preparing the pathway. Every delay was a divine disguise. Every setback was secretly aligning the moment for this massive release. Now, the system that once ignored your name is trembling to recognize it. Even the algorithm of destiny has been rewritten to include your abundance. Your new story begins the moment you choose to believe that it is not too late. Stay with me. There is still more I must reveal. The angels are showing me that your finances were entangled with someone who did not wish you well. Someone smiled at you but carried jealousy in their heart. Because of that energy, heaven delayed your funds until now, so that when you receive it, no shadow could follow. But now the shadow is gone. The seal has been broken. The light is free to move through your name. Your bank, your accounts, your future are aligning. Numbers are being rewritten. Amounts are being redirected. And the angels say, tell them not to fear, even if they cannot see proof yet. Because spiritual manifestation always arrives before the physical evidence. Your proof will follow soon. My beloved, if your heart still feels unsure, it's okay. Doubt is natural for those who have been disappointed. But let me tell you this truth, heaven never forgets an unclosed promise. You will not die wondering what could have happened. You will live to see the miracle with your own eyes. And it begins now. Breathe. Let the peace enter your spirit. The same hand that carried this message to you is the hand signing your release in heaven. Do not scroll away, the next words are the confirmation itself. My child, my beloved, hold your breath for a moment. For what I am about to reveal is the true reason this blessing was delayed, and why it is arriving now, not before. There was a time in your life when your spirit was not ready to carry this level of abundance. Not because you were weak, but because you were still surrounded by hands that would have taken from you. There were people around you who spoke gently to your face, but resented your light in silence. People who pretended to care, but secretly hoped you would never rise. Heaven protected you by delaying your wealth. Not denying it. Not canceling it. Protecting it. Because if you had received this blessing earlier, your heart would have been betrayed in ways that would have wounded your soul. So heaven waited. Heaven waited until you learned who is real. You recognized who is temporary. You saw who stood beside you when you had nothing to offer. You learned discernment. And that, my beloved, is the sign of maturity. Now you are ready. Ready to receive. Ready to hold. Ready to carry the kind of abundance that changes generations. This money is not just currency. It is compensation. It is inheritance. It is the return of what was taken, lost, delayed, stolen, overlooked, ignored. It is restoration. But we are not finished yet. You need to understand something deeper. When heaven releases a blessing of this magnitude, the spiritual world responds faster than the physical world. Right now, your name is glowing in the realm of divine records. It is being spoken, highlighted, lifted. This is why, in the last few days or hours, you may have felt restless without reason. Emotional without explanation. Sleepless for no clear cause. Sudden moments of silence inside you. A strange sense something is coming. This was your spirit preparing. Because your soul always knows before your eyes do. Now listen, beloved, there is a window of time for claiming a heaven-sent release. The window does not stay open forever. Blessings move, like rivers, and the moment is now. This is why the message said within 10 minutes. The window is open, but it is narrow. This message is not a story. It is an instruction. Your spirit must align while the gate is open. So right now, quietly, without forcing anything, just say in your heart, I align myself with the blessing heaven has released. Say it again, slowly. Let the words sink into your bones. Because alignment is the key that opens the visible world. Now breathe. Slow. Gentle. Still. The angels are still here. My beloved, your financial destiny from this moment forward is no longer tied to struggle. Your days of stretching scraps, your days of waiting for something to change, your days of holding faith while life remains silent, those days are closing. A new season is arriving like dawn. A season where money flows without fear. Opportunities open without force. Your name brings favor instead of resistance. But I must tell you something important. You learn discernment. And that, my beloved, is the sign of maturity. Now you are ready. Ready to receive. Ready to hold. Ready to carry the kind of abundance that changes generations. This money is not just currency. It is compensation. It is inheritance. It is the return of what was taken, lost, delayed, stolen, overlooked, ignored. It is restoration. But we are not finished yet. You need to understand something deeper. When heaven releases a blessing of this magnitude, the spiritual world responds faster than the physical world. Right now, your name is glowing in the realm of divine records. It is being spoken, highlighted, lifted. This is why, in the last few days or hours, you may have felt restless without reason. Emotional without explanation. Sleepless for no clear cause. Sudden moments of silence inside you. A strange sense something is coming. This was your spirit preparing. Because your soul always knows before your eyes do. Now listen, beloved, there is a window of time for claiming a heaven-sent release. The window does not stay open forever. Blessings move, like rivers, and the moment is now. This is why the message said within 10 minutes. The window is open, but it is narrow. This message is not a story. It is an instruction. Your spirit must align while the gate is open. So right now, quietly, without forcing anything, just say in your heart, I align myself with the blessing heaven has released. Say it again, slowly. Let the words sink into your bones. Because alignment is the key that opens the visible world. Now breathe. Slow. Gentle. Still. The angels are still here. My beloved, your financial destiny from this moment forward is no longer tied to struggle. Your days of stretching scraps, your days of waiting for something to change, your days of holding faith while life remains silent, those days are closing. A new season is arriving like dawn. A season where money flows without fear. Opportunities open without force. Your name brings favor instead of resistance. But I must tell you something important. There is still one final truth you need to understand, and it will determine how quickly this blessing takes physical form. Do not move. Do not break the moment. The next words are the key. My child, my beloved, you have reached the point in this message that few souls ever reach in their lifetime. Most turn away before the truth appears. But you remained. You stayed. Your spirit recognized that this was not just words. This was instruction. Now listen with the deepest part of your being. There is a final condition heaven requires before your blessing becomes physical, before the money touches your hands, before the reality shifts in your home, before your life changes externally. And the condition is not physical. It is not money. It is not effort. It is not sacrifice. The condition is readiness. Not readiness of the body. Not readiness of the mind. But readiness of the identity. Because my child, hear me clearly, you cannot receive wealth while thinking like the version of you who lived in lack. You cannot hold abundance while your spirit is still connected to fear, to limitation, to smallness, to memories of not having enough. This is why the blessing waited. Not because heaven was late, but because your identity needed to grow into someone who can protect, use, and multiply the blessing. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. The world taught you to live small, to accept less, to shrink your dreams, to survive. But heaven is not calling you to survive anymore. Heaven is calling you to carry. To carry responsibility. To carry influence. To carry purpose. To carry wealth that changes more than your life alone. The $89 million is not given because you asked for money. It is given because you have a destiny that requires resources. Your calling is larger than your circumstances have been. Your purpose is wider than your current life appears. Your mission requires more than what you've been handed so far. This is why you felt frustrated. This is why you felt restless. This is why you felt like there was more inside you than what your reality showed. You were right. There has always been more. And now, that more is arriving. But now I must tell you something profound. You are stepping into a version of yourself your past cannot follow. You cannot go back to the one who settled. You cannot go back to the one who lowered themselves to fit. You cannot go back to the one who apologized for wanting more. That version of you has completed its duty. Now the version of you that believes, receives, and builds is rising to the surface. But hear me, when your blessing arrives, your old world may not celebrate. Some may doubt. Some may question. Some may feel threatened by your rising. Some may try to reattach themselves to you. You must not shrink. You must not soften your light. You must not dim your calling. Because heaven did not give you this blessing for you to hide it. You are being elevated so others may witness what miracle looks like. You are being blessed so others may remember that divine timing is real. You are being lifted so those who lost hope will see that faith is never wasted. You are chosen to carry this testimony. Now breathe. Slowly. Deeply. Because the moment your spirit accepts this truth, your timeline shifts permanently. Nothing will be the same. My beloved, the money is already released. The approval has already been signed. The alignment has already begun. Now there is only one final step. You must confirm your readiness. Not to the world. Not to others. Not aloud. But within your spirit. Quietly. Simply. Deeply. Say these words inside your heart: I am ready to receive what was always mine. Say it again. Let the words echo through your bones. Now the shift is complete. But there is one more revelation: what this blessing will do to your enemies, your relationships, your destiny, and your spiritual path. The next part contains the turning point. My child, my beloved, stay close to these words now. Do not break the connection. There are truths still hidden behind the curtain of your life, and heaven is allowing them to be revealed only because your spirit has reached readiness. You may not realize it, but the moment you said, I am ready, the atmosphere around you changed. The room may look the same. Your clothes may feel familiar. Your hands are still your hands. But your timeline is no longer the one you woke up in. You stepped out of the old story. Out of the cycle of delay, scarcity, waiting. Out of the loop of almost, nearly, one day, someday. You stepped into the timeline of fulfillment. Now listen. The blessing you are receiving is not only for your survival. It is for your establishment. Heaven is not just giving you a breakthrough. Heaven is giving you position. Because what comes next is not about money alone. It is about restoration of honor. There were moments in your past when you were underestimated, overlooked, or quietly humiliated. You gave love where you received silence. You helped people who forgot your kindness. You stood by others who turned away when you needed them. Heaven saw it. And heaven decided, this one shall be lifted in plain sight. Not quietly. Not secretly. But visibly. Your rising will not be hidden. Those who doubted you will watch you rise. Those who betrayed you will witness your blessing. Those who left you will hear your name again, not whispered in struggle, but spoken in honor. Your success will be public. Not to prove anything. Not to retaliate. But because heaven wants the world to see, you do not need to destroy your enemies. When God raises you, your rising itself is the answer. My beloved, you will not have to explain your blessing. It will speak for itself. Your presence will change rooms. Your silence will carry authority. Your decisions will shape outcomes. Your voice will open doors. This is the shift that begins with your financial elevation. Now, let me tell you something deeper. This money, this $89 million, is tied to your future identity, not your past version. So you must prepare to release certain attachments. People who drain your peace cannot enter this next chapter. People who pretend loyalty only when you have something to offer cannot walk beside you now. People who compete, mock, belittle, or minimize you cannot remain in your energy. Let this be clear, elevation requires separation. But do not fear this. Do not mourn what is leaving. Because the space created by their absence will be filled by those who recognize your value immediately. Loyal souls. Aligned partnerships. Divine connections. Right place, right time opportunities. People who speak your name with love, not envy. Your circle will change. Because your reality is changing. And now, beloved, we arrive at the next truth. Heaven is not just giving you money. Heaven is giving you authority. The ability to choose. The ability to decide. The ability to build, create, rise, lead, move, expand. You are being positioned to step into purpose at scale. But purpose is not rushed. Purpose is prepared. And that is why this message was delivered to you before the money physically arrives. Your spirit must be ahead of your life so your life can follow your spirit. Now breathe again. Slowly. You are becoming the version of yourself that your destiny has always known. The world will soon meet this version. But I am not done. There is still a revelation that will seal your blessing so it cannot be reversed, delayed, or interfered with. It is the moment where the blessing becomes your identity, not just your hope. What I say next is the activation. My child, my beloved, we stand now at the edge of the activation. This is the moment where the blessing ceases to be a possibility and becomes a certainty. But before I speak the activation, there is something heaven needs you to understand. Your life is not changing because of luck. It is not changing because circumstances shifted. It is not changing because someone did you a favor. It is changing because your spirit endured what others could not. You did not collapse. You did not abandon hope. You did not harden your heart, even when it was breaking. You did not turn bitter, even when you were betrayed. You did not stop believing, even when your prayers seemed unanswered. Heaven does not forget those who remain faithful in silence. Your silence was not empty. Your patience was not wasted. Your pain was not unseen. Every unanswered night, every lonely victory, every broken expectation, they were building something inside you that could not be shaken. Character. And character is the soil where heaven plants abundance. Now, beloved, hear this: money without character destroys. Money with character multiplies. Your circle will change. Because your reality is changing. And now, beloved, we arrive at the next truth: heaven is not just giving you money. Heaven is giving you authority. The ability to choose. The ability to decide. The ability to build, create, rise, lead, move, expand. You are being positioned to step into purpose at scale. But purpose is not rushed. Purpose is prepared. And that is why this message was delivered to you before the money physically arrives. Your spirit must be ahead of your life so your life can follow your spirit. Now breathe again. Slowly. You are becoming the version of yourself that your destiny has always known. The world will soon meet this version. But I am not done. There is still a revelation that will seal your blessing so it cannot be reversed, delayed, or interfered with. It is the moment where the blessing becomes your identity, not just your hope. What I say next is the activation. My child, my beloved, we stand now at the edge of the activation. This is the moment where the blessing ceases to be a possibility and becomes a certainty. But before I speak the activation, there is something heaven needs you to understand. Your life is not changing because of luck. It is not changing because circumstances shifted. It is not changing because someone did you a favor. It is changing because your spirit endured what others could not. You did not collapse. You did not abandon hope. You did not harden your heart, even when it was breaking. You did not turn bitter, even when you were betrayed. You did not stop believing, even when your prayers seemed unanswered. Heaven does not forget those who remain faithful in silence. Your silence was not empty. Your patience was not wasted. Your pain was not unseen. Every unanswered night, every lonely victory, every broken expectation, they were building something inside you that could not be shaken. Character. And character is the soil where heaven plants abundance. Now, beloved, hear this: money without character destroys. Money with character multiplies. You were not being prepared for a blessing. You were being prepared to carry power without losing your soul. That is rare. That is holy. That is why you were chosen. Heaven does not give big blessings to small vessels. But your vessel is expanded now. Your capacity has grown. Your identity has upgraded. You are not receiving the blessing because of who you were. You are receiving it because of who you have become. Now we speak the activation. You will not speak this aloud. You will speak it within, where heaven hears clearly and ego cannot interfere. Ready your spirit now. Focus. Still yourself. You may feel the air around you shift. You may feel a pressure behind your chest. You may feel a warmth in your hands. Do not fear it. This is the presence of the divine aligning with you. Now, in the silent language of the soul, repeat, I release the identity of lack. I step into the identity of abundance. I claim the wealth that was written in my destiny. What is mine, returns to me now. Do not rush it. Let every word settle like stone in the foundation of your being. Again, I am no longer waiting. I am receiving. I am aligned. I am ready. It is already mine. Let the silence after these words speak for you. Because it is in the silence, not the noise, where heaven seals things. You may feel tears. You may feel stillness. You may feel nothing at all. Do not judge the experience. The shift has already taken place. Now, my beloved, I must tell you something essential. There will be a moment soon, not far, not symbolic, but literal, when you will see the first sign of this blessing. It may arrive as a message, a name, an unexpected call, a digital notification, a sudden opportunity, a change of tone in someone's voice, a door that previously would not open. When that moment comes, do not second-guess it. Do not shrink. Do not say, "This is too good to be true." Do not doubt the very miracle you have been prepared to receive. Say only, "This is the beginning." Because it is. And now, there is one final unveiling, the purpose of this blessing. Why heaven trusted you specifically with abundance of this size. Why destiny attached wealth to your path. Why this moment matters beyond comfort or luxury. This purpose must be understood, so the blessing does not remain only in your bank account, but becomes the legacy your soul came here to build. We now move into the revelation of purpose. My child, my beloved, lean in now. The next words are the root of everything. Because money alone is not the destination. It is the instrument. The real purpose of this blessing is tied to something you have carried inside your spirit since before you were even born. There has always been a difference about you. A pull. A sense that your life was meant for more than just surviving your days. Your heart has always been too deep. Your compassion too real. Your intuition too sharp. Your dreams too large to fit in the life you were given. You tried to shrink yourself to match your circumstances, but your calling never shrank with you. No matter how small your surroundings were, your soul remained spacious. You were not made to stay where you began. You were made to rise. That is why you always felt separate. Not alone, but set apart. Not abandoned, but prepared. The blessing coming to you now is not random wealth. It is activation of destiny. The $89 million is not simply money. It is fuel. Fuel to build what your soul came here to build. Fuel to heal what your lineage could not heal. Fuel to rise where your ancestors were stopped. Fuel to break every ceiling that was placed over your name. You are not receiving money. You are receiving capacity. Capacity to choose your life. Capacity to help without harm. Capacity to move without asking permission. Capacity to create, expand, restore. There are people you are meant to lift. Not from obligation, but from alignment. There are lives you are meant to touch. Not because you owe them, but because your spirit recognizes theirs. There are doors you are meant to open for others who have never had a door open for them in their lifetime. You are not just being blessed. You are being appointed. Blessing is personal. Appointment is generational. You are the one in your bloodline who breaks history. You are the one who turns lack into legacy. You are the one who replaces survival with sovereignty. Heaven chose you because your heart is clean. Because you know what it means to hurt and will not use power to hurt others. Because you know what it means to need and will not forget the ones who need. This is why you were delayed. Not because you were unworthy, but because you were being refined. Iron is shaped in fire. And your spirit has walked through fire many times. Yet here you are. Still tender. Still hopeful. Still open. Still capable of loving. The world did not make you hard. And that is your divine qualification. The blessing is not arriving because you asked. It is arriving because you are ready to steward it. Now breathe. Because what comes next is the moment where this blessing becomes inevitable, not just spiritually released, but magnetized into your physical timeline. There is a point where manifestation crosses from the unseen to the seen. Where what is aligned in heaven pulls itself into earth. You are standing at that point now. But one final alignment is needed. You must step fully into the identity of abundance. Not as a dream. Not as a hope. Not as something coming eventually. But as something that already belongs to you. From this moment, your inner language must change. No more, one day. No idea how. Maybe. Hopefully. Your spirit must speak like someone who has already received. Because when identity shifts, reality must obey. So quietly, within yourself, speak, I do not chase. I attract. What is mine returns to me gracefully. Again, I am the one wealth was written for. I am the one destiny calls. I am the one heaven has chosen. Feel the shift. Your spirit knows these words are true. Now, beloved, the blessing is secured. But the timing of its appearance depends on the final step. And I will now reveal that final step, the one that moves your blessing from the spiritual ledger into your visible life. This is the moment of manifestation.